This SUV has been called one of the safest vehicles ever built, not as a slogan, but as a proven reality on real roads, in real crashes, with real families. That reputation is powerful. But the Volvo XC90 is more than a guardian. It's a rolling sanctuary, a luxury space that feels calm, confident, and timeless in a world where so many cars chase trends. The 2025 Volvo XC90 represents the very core of what Volvo stands for. It's the brand's flagship SUV, the crown jewel of their lineup, and for many owners, it's the car that redefines what premium should feel like. This isn't just about horsepower or leather seats, it's about an identity. By the end of this video, you'll know why the XC90 has become the trusted choice of parents, entrepreneurs, and even car enthusiasts who once leaned toward German rivals. And ask yourself along the way, could this be the SUV that truly fits your life? Take a look at it from the outside, and it's easy to see why it turns heads without ever shouting. The front is anchored by those famous Thor's hammer LED headlights, sharp, unmistakable, and full of character. The grille sits wide and proud, with the Volvo emblem at its heart, surrounded by elegant chrome detailing. Watch as the light hits its body, smooth lines flow across the side panels, balanced proportions that give it grace instead of bulk. Now shift down to the wheels. Depending on the trim, you can choose anything from clean 19-inch designs to striking 22-inch alloys that fill the arches perfectly. This SUV doesn't need wild vents or oversized grilles to make a statement. It has presence through balance. Even in a subtle shade like thunder gray, it radiates quiet confidence. But go with denim blue or crystal white pearl, and you'll see it sparkle with sophistication. Imagine pulling up to a dinner party in one. It says style without trying too hard. Step inside, and the outside world seems to fade away. The cabin is what truly separates the XC90 from so many of its competitors. It feels like a Scandinavian living room, designed for peace and comfort. Real wood trims run across the dashboard, brushed metal accents frame the controls, and if you opt for the crystal gear shifter made by Swedish glassmakers Orifers, it feels like art in your hand every time you shift. The seats deserve their own spotlight. Volvo has long been praised for producing the most supportive chairs in the industry, and here you can choose from sculpted Nappa leather or eco-friendly wool blends that prove luxury can be sustainable. And this isn't just a two-row SUV for 5. The XC90 offers 3 rows, seating up to 7, and all rows are actually usable. Even the third row, often cramped in other SUVs, can carry adults for shorter trips. Open the panoramic sunroof, and the entire cabin fills with natural light, turning even a school run into something soothing. In the center sits a 9-inch vertical touchscreen running Google's operating system. That means built-in Maps, Spotify, and Google Assistant with voice commands that actually work in real life. For anyone who hates fumbling with clunky infotainment systems, this one feels natural and modern. But let's be real, comfort is only half the story. How does it actually drive? Under the hood, Volvo gives you choices. The mild hybrid is smooth and efficient, but the real star is the Recharge plug-in hybrid. Here's the magic, it combines a turbocharged and supercharged engine with an electric motor. That creates a massive 455 horsepower, enough to send this big SUV from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 5 seconds. Think about that, this family hauler accelerates like a sports car. Yet in daily life, you can glide silently in electric mode for short trips, using zero fuel. On the highway, the adaptive air suspension makes it float over imperfections, yet stays firm enough in corners to feel stable and controlled. Steering is light when parking but precise at speed. If you've ever been stressed driving a big SUV, this one feels the opposite, it calms you. And of course, safety is where Volvo always leads. The XC90 doesn't just come with the basics like blind spot monitoring or adaptive cruise control, it goes further. Lane keeping assist gently guides you if you drift, while pilot assist, a semi-autonomous driving feature, can take over highway cruising, keeping you centered and maintaining safe distance from cars ahead. Volvo has tested this SUV under the harshest conditions, and year after year, crash test ratings put it at the very top. Families buy the XC90 not just for comfort, but for peace of mind that few competitors can match. Here's the part many of you have been waiting for, the cost. Because while the Volvo XC90 looks and feels like a 6-figure luxury SUV, it doesn't actually start there. The base core trim starts at around $57,000, the Plus trim steps up with additional luxury features in the mid-$60000s, and the top-of-the-line Ultimate trim reaches about $72,000. If you want the Recharge plug-in hybrid with all its power and efficiency, you'll pay closer to $80,000 to $85,000 fully loaded. Now, compare that to a BMW X5 or Mercedes GLE, where it's easy to cross $90,000 for similar performance and features. Suddenly, the XC90 feels like a smart buy, not just a luxurious one. But pricing alone doesn't tell the story. What matters is what you get for that money. With Volvo, you're buying into a brand philosophy, a philosophy where safety is non-negotiable, design is timeless, and comfort is personal. This is why so many families choose the XC90 as their long-term vehicle. You're not just paying for leather seats and a badge, you're paying for peace of mind, for that feeling that every drive is calm and secure. And that's hard to put a price tag on. Take a moment to picture yourself behind the wheel. You've got your kids in the back, groceries packed in the trunk, and you're gliding through traffic with pilot assist quietly working in the background. There's no drama, no noise, just a smooth, steady drive. Or flip the scenario, you're alone on the road, you switch the XC90 into power mode, and suddenly this family SUV launches forward with the urgency of a performance car. That dual personality is what makes it special. It's not just an SUV, it's every role you need it to be. Now, how does it stack up against its competitors? The BMW X5 is sharper to drive, yes, but its cabin can feel busier and less calming. The Audi Q7 is sporty and refined but doesn't match the XC90's airy, open interior. The Mercedes GLE is luxurious, but its tech can overwhelm some buyers with complexity. The Volvo, in contrast, strikes a balance, enough performance to excite, enough luxury to comfort, and an interface that doesn't stress you out. For many buyers, that balance is the winning formula. But let's keep it real, no car is perfect. The XC90's infotainment, while modern with Google built-in, can sometimes feel slower than rivals. And if you regularly use the third row for adults, it won't be as spacious as a larger SUV like the BMW X7 or Mercedes GLS. Some enthusiasts may also wish for a pure V8 option, something Volvo has left behind in favor of hybrid powertrains. But here's the thing, those trade-offs are intentional. Volvo isn't trying to be the loudest or flashiest, it's building an SUV that reflects calm confidence. If you've watched this far, here's a question for you. Would you choose the XC90 over a BMW X5 or Audi Q7? Drop your answer in the comments, I'd love to see which way you lean. And here's something interesting, Volvo has already teased that the XC90 will evolve into an all-electric flagship in the near future. They've even launched the EX90, an electric sibling built on a new platform. So if you're considering this SUV today, know that you're stepping into a vehicle that represents the present but also hints at Volvo's future. That sense of longevity matters for buyers who keep their cars for years. So what's the takeaway? The Volvo XC90 is not about being the fastest or the flashiest. It's about trust, comfort, and design that doesn't age. It gives families peace of mind, it gives drivers confidence, and it gives owners a sense of taste that feels effortless. In a market crowded with luxury SUVs trying to outdo each other with excess, the XC90 wins by knowing exactly what it is, a sanctuary on wheels. This SUV may not be for everyone, but for those who value calm over chaos, and substance over show, it might just be the perfect choice. What do you think? Does the XC90 belong at the top of the luxury SUV world? Let me know down below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell for more car stories that go beyond the numbers. Because the best cars aren't just machines, they're experiences.